Hello again. So I had this thought in the last video at the end, but it was already half hour long. So I'm gonna do hopefully a kind of a quick one here, but telling a woman that she can't have an abortion or she can't use birth control is no different than telling a man that he can't have a vasectomy or wear a condom. Now, how many guys would get pissed off about that? I don't know. Would they? Is it equivalent? No, I'm not. I don't think it's equivalent because having a vasectomy, that's permanent birth control essentially. I'm telling them that they can't use condoms. Okay, so basically you're saying if you don't want to have children, don't have sex at all. But then you want to take away masturbation rights because a lot of these right-wingers are talking about that. Or you can't get a blowjob because that's sodomy, and they want to outlaw sodomy. Yeah, you can't fuck someone in the butt or get fucked in the butt, and so what do we do? Who has the authority to do that stuff? And how is that less government? Because it always comes from the we want small government, but those are the biggest fucking governmental things ever. I mean, where does it stop? No, that's about as equivalent. See, that's the problem. That's about as equivalent as it can get. But it's not equivalent because having a vasectomy and being pregnant is not the same. Not being allowed to get a vasectomy and not being allowed to stop a pregnancy is not the same. How do you find the equivalent of banning abortion for men? I don't think you can. And that's why there's such an argument against it. I mean, because a woman can have her tubes tied or even a hysterectomy. That would be equivalent, but not allowing them to have a hysterectomy. How could you force someone to push a watermelon through a hole the size of a lemon and go through that pain? Like guys, I mean, personally, especially with my dysphoria, I think the female figure is better, but they deal with a lot more, and us guys will never understand that. You know, we may have protruding genitals, but generally we don't have to worry about yeast infections or UTIs. We don't have to worry about getting pregnant. We don't have to go through a menstruation cycle every month and bleed from between our legs, having to wear a pad or a tampon. We don't have to worry about anything like that. Women's bodies are totally different. They go through a lot more. They deal with a lot more than we have to. They have hormonal fluctuations every month. That's what they call PMS. They're in pain. Their hormones are all over the place, so they're extremely emotional. We don't have to deal with that. What do we have to deal with? We get fucking horny. The most we gotta deal with is a fucking wet dream or a morning boner. There's no equivalent. There's really no equivalent. How can we make guys who have no way of even imagining it? See, I can at least imagine being a woman. But I have no idea. I have no frame of reference. You know, I've had stomach cramps before. You know, you got to sit on the toilet and you're sitting there doubled over. But that's not the same. It may be the same kind of cramping going on, but I don't deal with that every month. I don't bleed between my legs. I don't have to worry about yeast infections. Rarely I've had one UTI in my life and it sucked. But most of that stayed in the urethra, not in my kidneys or my bladder. And it hurt and it sucked. But women got to deal with that more often because, well, where everything is and the nature of the area. I mean, we got it easy. How can we go around telling women what they can and cannot do with their bodies when we have no idea what their bodies are going through? You know, guys, when's the last time you had PMS? When's the last time you bled between your legs for a week? When's the last time you had cramps in your stomach? Every month. I mean, some women, you know, they don't have heavy periods and heavy cramping and PMS and all that stuff. Some women are lucky that way. That's not the majority. And here we're telling them, no, you have to go through the biggest change of your life when you don't want to. You have to push this watermelon out of your vagina because we say so. What gives us the right? We don't have a right to do that. And like I said, there's no equivalent that we could do to men that could come close to banning abortions, to taking away that choice. Us men don't carry the children. The most that we can do is make you pay child support. And obviously that's not equivalent. It sucks, but it's not the same thing. I don't know. How do you make it equivalent? I don't think you can. I don't think anything that even a woman comes up with for men could make it equivalent to get men to understand. So why are we even fucking saying anything? Why the old white men get to choose what a woman can do with her body. I was trying to come up with an equivalent, and there is no equivalent, because men can't do what women can do. It's that simple. There's no equivalent.